testing, testing, 1, 2, testing. Hi, you guys. It's your girl Jay, and I'm back. And I just decided to come here and give you guys this video because it's really, really crowded in this restaurant. I just also did a video on a Get Ready With Me where you guys can see how I came up with this look right here. And the new wig and my little, I don't know what you call it. Glam, comfy. I don't know. Comfiest. Like glamorous. Comfiest. That's what this is. Because I got on sweatpants and really a tank top, and I just threw my bamboo earrings on with my little wannabe herringbone little necklace. Basically, this whole little look here, beauty supply. But I will talk about it in the video that I upload. Beauty supply ring, except I got my smartwatch from Amazon, and the only reason why I'm wearing it because it's a black face on it, and it kind of, I don't know, I just thought it flowed, and I didn't have nothing, I forgot my bracelets, and so I was like, oh my God, I don't have nothing on this hand. This my daughter got me for Christmas, and so I was holding on to it, my little bracelet. And of course I redid the girls, and I did my toes yesterday. But we don't get into this video, guys, because I don't know, even though they're playing my song in the background, and I just hope that they're not going to do nothing because it's playing in the background. But anyway, so I wanted to come here and talk to you guys about what are the 5, in my experience, you guys, what are the 5 ways to know when someone or a man is jealous of you? And I'm gonna let these people pass. Everybody want to use the back door now that I'm sitting back here. But 5 ways, you guys. 5 ways of knowing. Again, there's probably only 3 people in here, and this is huge, right? So, and I chose this seat. I'm sitting like way back in the corner. But anyway, so I was gonna write them down in my trusty desk. Isn't it so cute, right? In fact, these pearls. I was literally standing at the bus stop one time, and I believe he was an angel. That's just the way I think, y'all. For those who've followed me for years, you know the way that I think. And out of nowhere, I wasn't even having a good day, to be honest. And this elderly, older man, Italian man, walked up to me, spoke in Italian to me. For those that don't know, I have Italian in my family, mixed chick, right? But I say all that to say, he walked up to me and passed me these pearls. And I thought he was selling them. Okay, there's a story behind it. I thought he was selling them, and he was like, no, they're for you. And for those that don't know, on a more spiritual plane, it's bad luck to buy pearls for yourself. That's what's said. But it's a blessing and good luck when someone else passes you. Now, of course, these are fake. We're doing fake because in the spirit, it's about symbolization. It's about, him wanting to gift me with something because God sent him, and I believe God sent him. And so I've been using it as, it could have kind of went with this too, because the pearl's kind of black with everything, but I use it as a bookmark, right? Even though my cat's tail is the bookmark for my book, but I use this one to just kind of go here and write in it, and then I place it like in between here. And it's just a reminder as I journal through my little journal or whatever to-do list that I'm of royalty, that I'm specially made. It was just a reminder that I'm precious as pearls. And so that's the story behind that. Okay, so let's get into this topic, y'all. And it's like, how do I switch gears from talking about how precious and the sweeter things in life? And girl, this is how you know when he's jealous of you. Anywho. So how you know? For me, I wrote it down, and then I took it out, ripped it up, and put it away because I don't like those things festering in, certain parts of my book. I'm kind of a weirdo of how I operate in the spirit, but I feel pretty good to talk about it now. So again, let's jump into it, guys. 5 ways of knowing he does not like you from my perspective and based on my experiences, or that he's jealous of you. Okay, let's go here for a second. Can a person not like you and not be jealous of you? Or can a person be jealous of you and actually like you? That's true. People can be jealous all day long, and in fact, some people believe that jealousy is another form of admiration, right? But let's just go with what I said it is. 5 ways to know that he's jealous of you, and then maybe we'll come back to 5 ways to know he doesn't like you, which I think is a fine line in there. I think they intertwine, right? They intermix. So let's just do with the jealousy part, because Anyway, the number 1 way for me that I know, or recognizing when a man is jealous of me, the number 1 thing to me would be he will downplay my accomplishments, big or small, but definitely my small ones. It's kind of funny because you would think that a person will always try to downplay the big accomplishments, and that's where it would show. but truly it shows a lot. It shows up a lot in the smaller things. For instance, I'm going to use my nails as an example. When I first started doing my own nails, it's not, even though it looks easy, some people get it faster, some people you get it, later or whatever. It took me a while to really get in the hang of how to lay the acrylic on my nails, right? So a guy that is jealous of a woman, in my opinion, has been jealous of me. He's the type that if I make a small accomplishment or something, because I'm one of them women, one of them spirits that I get excited about the little things. So me learning how to lay that acrylic, I don't care who's around. I'm just going to leap up with joy and say, oh my God, I can't believe it. Guess what? I finally got it. And I think it's my excitement. That's another thing too. It's my excitement that makes me feel too that a person can be jealous because, and again, people ain't got to like what I like. Let me go there. People ain't got to be just excited as you are because it's your thing, right? I'm not saying because a person don't show complete interest means they're jealous, right? Because they might be like, okay, that's cool. But it's the follow through. Always pay attention to the follow through. It's one thing for a person to say, okay, congratulations, Jay. Yay, good job, you got your nails done, and then move on, because to them they feel like that's shallow or mediocre or like real basic, right? But it's the follow through after that. It's so what? I know women, then they start to compare you. I know women who know how to do nails on the first try. Then they start to compete with you within that thing that they wouldn't normally compete with, which kind of goes into number two. Number two would be they are in competition with you, and you didn't know you were competing, right? Everybody knows that one. But the double up is when it comes to a man, men will compete with women that basically it's not even a girl thing, if you will. You know what I'm saying? For instance, nails. So let's just say I'm supposed to be dealing with a heterosexual man. So if a heterosexual man is jealous of me about my tiny accomplishment of me learning how to lay this acrylic on top of my nails, he will say something like this: oh, good for you, goody goody for you. So what? I knew women that got it on the first try. They will always try to show you that somebody else can do it better than you. That's the comparison. And number two within that bucket is that now they become competitive. And the thing, here's the kicker here, if it's a heterosexual male, right, the kicker is that he'll become competitive in things that he would not normally be interested in. A normal, straight, heterosexual man is usually not interested in competing with a woman over nails, because usually that's a girl's thing, right? So if he goes in the way of saying this, Jay or Jelena or whatever, I used to want to, open up a salon because I knew the value of nails. That was something that I was thinking about doing. That was something that many people think. What he's trying to do in that moment is make me feel like my accomplishment, anybody can do it. Even I can do that, and I'm a guy. Even guys can do that. What are you getting so excited for? Duh, And then on top of that, because it can get more sinister, it can get darker and darker if you don't put a stop to it. So let's just say a man comes at me like that, and I'm like, okay, cool, you ain't got to get excited about it. I'm glad I got it. God knows I did a good job because I'm that type of woman. I did a good job. I don't give a damn what you say. My nails look good, or I finally got it. Let me go tell somebody who really cares, And I get that kind of way about me. Then a man might go in, and then this is when you get in the way of trying to humble me. First of all, they're just nails. First of all, ain't nobody trying to be all like that about me. You get me? All those things that they will compile. So you're not only dealing with jealousy, you're dealing with insecurity. You're dealing with jealousy, you're dealing with insecurity. You're dealing with someone who got this invisible competition going on with you, just because of the simple things. So what am I really saying? The emphasis that I'm putting on this, guys, is knowing that it's the small accomplishments too. It's the small accomplishments too. It's not always the big, I went to college, got the degree, bought my first house, got my car, bought my own first diamond. It's not that sometimes. Sometimes it's, guess what? I finally learned how to use chopsticks. Or guess what? Did you know I just finally learned about, where coffee beans came from? It doesn't matter what it is. That person will show you their jealousy because it's not so much of, again, them not having an interest. It's them being highly irritated about the tiny things that you accomplish, okay? So that to me has been my number one. Number two goes into the bucket of humbling me. I should have did my do not disturb because I'm having so many notifications come through. The do not disturb, that part too. The second one is what did I say, is when they try to humble you, which it can be a whole nother topic, right? In fact, I had a guy come here and tried to humble me, and I uploaded that Let me go to it right now, guys. Anyway, so let me go here and find it, guys. Sit tight. When a man tries to humble you, we'll talk about it right here. I think I got time. It's only, 10 minutes in. We're going to go here. I don't even know if I'll get to my 3 and my 4, but I will definitely try. So let's go here and go straight to my YouTube. Or did I delete that video? I think I deleted the video. But basically, someone came onto my video, and no, I didn't delete it. I didn't delete it. Hold on, guys. Hold on. And it was somebody who told me that I wasn't all that, and that was on my 48th birthday. And they talked about how just I wasn't all that. And he had a lot to say. Hopefully that comment is still there, because I'm gonna pause that. I got so many, I'm not used to getting so many comments on my, but someone did try to come and humble me. So let's see if he's still here. We'll talk about it, or did he delete it? He probably deleted his comments. He probably deleted it. Yeah, he probably definitely did. So it happens. But anyway, there was a person that came on and pretty much just tried to humble me by telling me that there's nothing spectacular about me. There was nothing great about me. That I was pretty much basic. And I did a response video, and it's funny because there was no comments on that video, or there was no, I got the views, and so I figured, maybe that's not what people want to hear, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. Maybe it's the universe that don't even want me to share it here, but what I will say is this, because sometimes people say, don't give that troll or give that person that attention, but I will say I was surprised for the first time ever that I found it, even right here at YouTube. What was I thinking? Somebody was going to try to come and humble me. Oh, it's on my birthday one. It's actually on my birthday video. It's on my birthday video, y'all. Wait. It's on my here it is. It took me a minute. You guys still here with me? Hopefully you're still here with me. There are men, this is what he says, because I made a comment on that video about how there are certain men that aren't jealous of you. Just because a man doesn't like you, he's not jealous of you. Just because remember what I just said earlier, just because he takes no interest in certain things, and he's not jealous of you. And it was also about men being gay. And it was like, just because a man is not into that woman doesn't always mean he's gay and all these other things, or just because he tries to humble you. Sometimes he just doesn't necessarily like women. This guy comes onto my page and says this, and I'll just read it, you guys. And he goes on to, he says this was 7 days ago again, which was my birthday, right, my 40th birthday. And he said, there are some men, he agreed with me on one place, and I'm assuming that it's a guy, but he said, yeah, there are some men that are not gay, but sincerely hate women. He said, however, it's not baseless reasons that you're claiming she's pretty or girly, thoughts like that. I was saying how sometimes men can hate on women in their childhood because his little sisters or the women in his family or whatever seem to have gotten away with more things because maybe she was pretty. I said, maybe it's as simple as pretty. He disagrees and says, no, sometimes it's not that. He goes on to say this, I grew up with 2 sisters and 2 brothers and raised by a single mother. I hated women for a long time. On the video that I responded to, I went in to tell him as a response, well, that sounds like a you problem. That doesn't have nothing to do with me. That sounds like that is jealousy. You had a problem with your sisters, and he said he hated women. Hate is such a huge word, right? He said, I hated women for a long time because their actions never made sense to me. I also questioned him there. That's jealousy. Most people who come across that I now realize who are jealous of me, or when they're jealous of you, they don't have a reason. It never makes sense to them. What I do and how I am won't make sense to a lot of people. And if you ask them, and I can just throw this in the bucket as for those that know my story, when I was in the foster care system, I never forget, we sat around, I was 14 years old, there was other girls in that group home with me. We had what's called a group. Every week we have what's called group. And there was this one girl there who sat in the group. I'm just going to call a spade. Forgive me how this comes across, y'all, but we'll tell you what it was. Dark-skinned girl who literally looked like everybody thought she was a boy, because she was just like this bully. She had this monstrous bully spirit about her, and she couldn't stand me. She couldn't stand me. And so we were in group one day, and one day the counselor said to her, why do you have an issue with Jay? And she said, I don't know. She just don't make sense to me. I just don't like her. The counselor went on to say, why don't you like her? What did she do to you? Has she offended you? Has she done anything? Mind you, I'm 14 years old. She was probably 15. She was like, she shrugged her shoulders. I'll never forget it as long as I live. And she was like, I just don't like her. That broke me because I was like, what did I do to you? You know? And for the rest of my life, I went on kissing ass, y'all. If you really want to know how that can go, starting from childhood to teen years. And here I am, 48, and you end up being a people pleaser all because somebody didn't like you and they didn't have a reason for it. Now you think, guess what? Now you think something's wrong with who? You think something's wrong with me, with you. You think something's wrong with you because of it. When in all actuality, it was a you problem, but nobody encouraged me enough to say, baby, that's a her problem. Ain't nothing wrong with you. I internalized it, okay? So again, in this comment, this is a you problem for this. That's a his problem, okay? So moving forward, he said the girls used to bully all the boys, and I was like, all the boys? He said the girls used to bully all the boys and make them clean and do all the chores. I went on to say this. I'm a woman in the adult entertainment field, okay, you guys know this by now. I'm a woman in the adult fetish online industry, who most men call me a soft dom or a dominatrix, to where they get off on the fact that women can be bossy, that women can tell them what to do, and women can make them get on their knees and clean their chores and wash their dishes and other things, okay? So what I told him in the response video was, hey, I'm in the business of knowing these things, and maybe he needs to go on to the other side of the fence and just embrace, and just come to the place of embracing, because it's kind of like that thing, if you can't beat them, join them, right? And so he goes on to say this: the girls used to bully all the boys, make them clean and do all, in capitals, all the chores, lie, and manipulate us with a straight face. Now, I also went on to say this. I'm not saying that girls don't do that. I'm not saying that women don't do that. I'm saying little girls don't do that in their young age. But the fact that he said hate, this caused him to hate women. And this is what jealousy is at its core, is that why didn't he get the attention? Why didn't he feel like he could work to get the attention or manipulate or lie? Why did he, you guys know what I'm saying? Most people get jealous because they look at a person and think that they can't do what that person does. Or they either don't have the courage to do it, or they don't have the skill set to do it. Good, bad, or ugly. So there are some people sitting up jealous about people who rob banks. Like, damn, every time that nigga rob, excuse me, y'all, but every time you know what I'm saying? For every time he do something, he don't never get caught up. There are some people that are jealous of people who do criminal behavior, right? And they're only jealous of them not because it's wrong, they're jealous of them because they wish they could get away with doing it too. But let me do it, and they're going to catch me just like that, right? So jealousy has a strange mix of, you know, it doesn't matter if that person is doing something right or wrong. It's just that person feels inadequacy, right, an inferiority complex that they can't do it too, right? That's jealousy at its core, right? And if we move forward. So he goes on to say this: the lack of accountability and all weird mind games. So now he's saying that women play weird mind games. Because after all, he said women can't, what did he say? It never made sense to him. So a lot of times people in general are jealous of you because some people can't keep up mentally, intellectually, right? They can't keep up spiritually even, you know? You got people that are in religious groups or in spiritual groups. In the spiritual community, there are jealous of people who are more spiritually gifted. Right? Just stick to your lane. You know, even the Bible says he gave all of us a measure of faith or a measure of gifts. Not everybody's gift is going to be the same, right? So, moving forward, he goes on to say, I can guarantee you that that man isn't trying to humble you, because on this particular video, I had mentioned that this man would always find, the guy that I was dating, he would always find ways to humble me. He would always find ways to, you know, he would say, oh, you're not supposed to put on makeup. You know, God don't like vanity. But that same man would be standing in the mirror primping and plucking out nose hairs, as I said before. Not that I'm against good grooming. He would be wearing body shapers. You know what I mean? He would be doing a lot of feminine activity, or upkeep, I should say, metrosexual, for those that are familiar with that term. He would do a lot of things that basically that generally came from women, you know, which I believe, what's his name? I would say Al Green. Robert Greene speaks about in his Art of Seduction when he talks about the dandy. Prince would be considered a dandy, right? men who take on the feminine traits of, or even women who take on the masculine traits, those are pretty much considered dandies, according to my understanding of how Robert Greene breaks that down, you know. And so this man was putting on body shapers, working out, doing, you know, having all kind of diets, you know, making sure he stayed pretty, making sure he stayed whatever in his soft guy era. And anytime I practiced a little bit of it, if I just put on eyelashes or put lip gloss on, or anytime I did something or painted my nails, he always had something to say. Do you have to wear that? Do you have to put on makeup? Do you have to? You don't really need it. Like, I know I don't need it. It's something that I like, I enjoy, right? So that to me is a humbling tactic, because they don't like it when you go out looking better than them, because going back to competition, they're in competition with you. This fella goes on to say, he says this: I can guarantee that that man isn't trying to humble you because he thinks you are out of his league. That's another thing, right? What people, again, going back to, you can be out of people's league and not know it. Especially if you got low self-esteem. Just because you got low self-esteem don't mean that you're not pretty or that you're not handsome. Just because you have insecurities don't mean that other people don't look at you and go, damn, I wish I looked or spoke like her. I had a what's it called, articulation like her or him. Even if you don't think that about yourself, somebody else can build you up and put you on a pedestal when you don't. Trust me, I'm telling you what I know. I didn't know it. I didn't know that I was. That's the worst thing in the world, for somebody to be an attractive, beautiful person, inside and out, and they not know it, and other people can sense it, and that gets exploited. You know? So I know damn well, when I look back on it, I'm like, I was out this dude's league. But this fella says, you know, I think he was trying to get you to face reality. Whose reality? He was trying to get you to face reality because he realized you convinced yourself that you are more than what you really are. This whole comment was a humbling tactic. On my video that talked about men who try to humble you, or people trying to humble you, he came right on here to show himself. And it's funny because I think Exoticals United even said, people will show you. They will show up and show you exactly the very thing that they claim they're not. Ain't nobody humbling. They want to be the, what's the person, the spokesperson for everybody else. You know, this guy wanted to be the spokesperson for people who can say, you know, ain't nobody trying to humble you, and go into trying to humble me. He goes on to say, this fella, I think he was trying to get you to face reality because he realizes you convinced yourself you are more than what you really are. Well, hell, if I don't think it, who will? This is what I was trying to put the emphasis on. This is still in the bucket of going down the list, you guys. It's still in the bucket of when people try to humble you, when people try to make you feel inadequate, or that you're not who you say, forget who you say you are, that you're not who God says you are. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, wait a minute, this is the proof to me. If I wasn't that, why are you treating me this way? Why then am I a threat? If I'm not all that and a bag of chips with some sauce and some nacho cheese on the side, I'm just saying, and some ranch dressing and everything else on the side. If I'm not that, then why are you coming way over here to let me know that I'm not? You know what I'm saying? Whoa. Why are you? What do they say? I broke my ankle coming over into the comments. Right? This fella goes on to say, try to convince yourself that you are more than what you really are. You seem cool. Now he's gonna hit me with the low ball compliments. You seem cool, but nothing spectacular or different. Now you know. I'm sitting up in here in this restaurant, and before I record this, the waiter and the waitress walked by and go, I love your whole style, you're so different. The waitress walks by, I love your makeup, you're so pretty. I said, you're pretty too. Everywhere I go. I'm telling you the truth, y'all. Everywhere I go, people are drawn to me. And I don't know if it's this as much as it is, I have a great love for people. I want to see this world in a better place. I'm a humanitarian. Babies, I see these babies sitting up in here. I look at them and I go hi. I show them my nails. And they go like, some go like this, some go like that, you know. You get what I'm saying? Take it how, whoever needs to take it how you need to. Because people, let me say this. People need to do it to feel good about it. People have to put people down, humble people, because it is a survival mechanism. People have to do it. This young man, this fella who came onto my comment, have to do it. Women have to do it to other people. Have to do it for their survival, their ego's sake. They can't just let everybody be greater or seemingly better than them. They're too busy looking outwardly. But if they would look inwardly, they're like, I'm a badass myself. You have to get to a place where you just embrace all that you are. With no apologies. The only difference between me being 14 and 48 now, I just don't apologize for it. I still was being me at 14. It hurt like hell, and I still had low self-esteem, and I still did some effed up things and some self-sabotaging things to myself all the way up into my 40s. But the truth is, at the age of 48 now, it's just maturity, I guess. You really get to the place like, I done lived all this time, and whatever somebody has to say about me has not paid my bills, has not helped my health, has not helped me grow. It doesn't do anything for you. So what, right? But they exist. And he goes on to say, you seem cool, but nothing spectacular. Right? Let's go look up the word spectacular, you guys. We're going to do that real quick. But nothing spectacular, because I had a man come to my broadcast the other day. You know what he told me? He didn't tell me I was spectacular, but let me tell you what he told me. You want to hear what he told me, y'all? Of course, let me tell you what he told me. He said, I am wildly attractive. Wildly? Well, he said, it's the hair. It's the hair. Well, I had to go look it up. I had never, in all my 48 years, had somebody tell me that I was wildly attractive. Y'all look it up. Look it up. Look it up. We'll look it up after this. But we're going to go look up spectacular. Look at it's starting to fall. Because in my other video, I showed you guys how I keep my hair up. I'll take it out right now. With my makeup brush. Talking about I ain't nothing spectacular. No, baby, I'm wildly spectacular. No, I'm wildly. You're right. I ain't your basic spectacular. I'm not. No, I'm not basic. I'm not basic spectacular. I'm wildly spectacular. Anyway, praise God. For real. Thank you, Lord, that I made it this far. Thank you, Jesus. Anyway, he goes on to say, he had a lot to say, didn't he? He goes on to say, you seem cool. Hold on, Alexa. I'm not. See, even Alexa think Alexa, stop. He said, you seem cool, but nothing spectacular or different. Is you blind or is you blind? You seem cool, but nothing spectacular or different. A little out of touch. Obviously, deep-rooted issues, understandably. And I wanted to tell this person, we have something in common. What people don't realize is when they're jealous of people, they don't realize you have more in common with that person that you're jealous with. Trust me. Why? Because everybody got their struggle. Everybody's going through something. If you just sit down and talk to somebody and get to know them, that's why he's able to say, you seem cool. You seem cool, but you still want to humble me. Right? At 29 minutes, you guys, people who still seem cool, that I seem cool to him, but if I hung out with him, he would try to just make sure I stayed cool. He don't want me too hot. He don't want me too cold. He don't want me to be a baddie. He don't want me to be a badass. He don't want me to talk too much. Just chill out. That's a humbling tactic. You seem cool if I don't talk. You seem cool if you didn't dress up. You seem cool if you didn't wear makeup. You seem cool to hang enough. I could handle you if you just tone it down a bit. Right? You seem cool if you would just not talk so much. You seem cool if you just wasn't, if you didn't just, your mannerisms and those nails, you're just doing too much, Jay. You seem cool, but I can't take you I can't take you because you draw too much attention to us, to me, to yourself, and I don't get enough attention, which is another thing too, goes into the bucket of jealousy. I'll use my nails once again as an example. Many times I've been on a date with men and people walk up to me and ask me about my nails, get to chat with me. There are two different types of men. I'll either have a true nail lover that'll say, oh my God, girl, I see you. And they will embrace and say, yes, I like your energy, love hanging out with you, that kind of thing. Then you've got the other kind of men that I would sit across and they'd be like, oh, damn, it's like that everywhere you go. So people just look at you, see you, this is what you bring to the table, is your nails. This is what you bring to the table. So they get this jealousy because they're not getting the same attention, especially those men that are also mama's boys, that used to their mama, their sister, the people in their family giving them attention. The women, I should say, in their family, spoiling them or making them feel like they're the prize, right? This is why I had to back up from my youngest son, because I'm like, oh, no, no, no. I can't be having him, being this way towards his girlfriends and or his future wife. Because that's what I'm like. I'm not having that karma coming back on me, where the wife is like, "Oh my God, he's such a mama's boy." I like that my youngest son, he was able to distance himself from me, keep it 100, so that I didn't become this overbearing because I was a single mother, right? So I say all that to say this. What was that? I don't even know where we're at in the numbers, you guys. I'm just gonna do them off the top of my head. That's a way, again, huge humbling tactic, low key, low ball compliments. You know what I mean? Backhanded compliments. You're cool, but only if you weren't doing all that. I have family members that are that way to me. I've been out with a few of my sisters, and they're like, "She's so cool, and she's down to earth, but she just needs to tone it, like the nails and the this and that and blah blah blah." And so I'm just not everybody's cup of tea. This is how I drink tea. But nothing's different about me. In fact, I talked to my dad about sneezing. Oh gosh. I talked to my dad, and he said, "Well, where you at, daughter?" I said, "Oh, I'm out at IHOP or whatever." He said, "You and your Denny's and IHOP." I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Well, what did you have? What are you eating?" I said, "Lemon tea and pancakes." He busted up laughing. He was like, "Girl, lemon tea and pancakes." I said, "See, Dad?" And for those who don't know my story, I've had an off and on, what's that called? A strange relation with my father, right? And so, of course, he doesn't know me. He didn't raise me. So he didn't know that I like lemon tea, lots of lemon tea, about 6 or 7 honeys in my tea. And I don't really like pancakes, but I wasn't going to drink coffee with it. You know what I mean? Or water, So when I said it, he started busting up. He was like, "Tea and pancakes?" And I was like, "Yeah, tea and pancakes." Like, I got to wash my pancakes down, right? But he just thought that was such an awkward combination. And I was like, "Well, I don't really want to drink coffee because I'm trying to not drink the creamers, and I think tea is a little bit more healthier for me." And I had to go through the whole spiel, because my dad can be a little, keeping it honest, if I tell him the whole truth, shame the devil, as they say. Even my father tried to humble me. You have to remember, you guys, I was raised by my great-grandparents, and where the men on my mother's side not necessarily babied me, but definitely protected and provided for me. I was used to that. When my father came along in my life, it wasn't that type of situation. You know what I'm saying? I got a whole other story that I'll tell you about that later on. But I thank God that now me and my father have an understanding, or I have an understanding of him, because I was the one struggling. He wasn't struggling, I was. And so what I realized, and came to the realization, that even your own father, even your own uncle, even your own mother, even your own sister, family members, whatever, co-workers, anybody, that spirit can jump into anybody. And it starts in childhood, but then anybody can feel like they need to humble you. It's to have you, as this man said, or this fella said, to check you and have you have a reality check. A reality check, because he said, bring you down to earth. What did he say? I'll go back here. He said, the lack of accountability. And what's funny is that in that video, and every time I speak to you guys, anytime somebody listens to me, I assume accountability. Every time, I have nothing, there's nothing in my life that's ever happened to me as a woman, female, or spirit born in a female's body, woman's body, that I'm ever ashamed or embarrassed of. Everything about me is a testimony. Everything that I do is going to be to hopefully help someone else along their journey, and especially for my children. Nothing in my life right now that I'm embarrassed, shy of, nobody, because I can tell the truth, tell it what it is, tell you what I've been through. Because can't nobody sit up and say that I did X, Y, Z to them. I used to hurt and harm people. I used to, backstab. Nobody, they would be a lying sack. You know what? If they were talking about yours truly in that framework. I'm one of them persons that, that old say, I've been scandalized, I've been lied on, I done been I done gone through the mud. And this is why I come here as bold as I do, and my energy and my vibe is the way that it is, and I want to be vibrant and alive, right? Because there's been many times in my life where people, places, and things try to drag me under and have me just chill out, be cool. You're doing too much. Dim your light, please dim your light so that I can shine. You shouldn't have all the shine like that. But you see, look at me. I come into places like this. I think I'm the only customer in here. And in my spirit, in my mind, I'm owning the joint. Everybody that walks by, they're going to go, oh my gosh, okay, we see you. I get mine from anywhere that I can, but I'm not trying to steal it from just an individual person. I don't have to steal nobody's life. I don't have to go into, I will create it, what I need to create for myself. I learned that at a very young age because my great-grandmother taught me this. Ain't nobody gonna do it for you. Learn how to do it for yourself. Whatever it is, whatever you think you need or want out of life, you want a friend, be a friend to yourself. You want a hug, hug yourself. You want love, love yourself. You want somebody to talk to yourself. Whatever, right? That is literally how my great-grandmother raised me. She built me is to know how to get to myself, by myself, build into that energy, know that I had guardian angels, know that I had protection, know that somebody somewhere somehow loved me, no matter what my testimony is. And I've always had that at my core. Now, even at my core, although my actions didn't always show it, that didn't always act that way. You know what I'm saying? So nowadays, I don't even have the energy to entertain people who are, I guess I've just grown up, y'all, and I realize this is true for a lot of women. Men can be truly jealous of you. They can try to humble you. Not just try, they will keep trying. They will keep trying because they want to make sure that you don't feel what you feel about you. Some people have fear of abandonment issues. They're afraid you're going to leave them. They're afraid that you're, all kinds of things, all kinds of things. Intimidation tactics. You name it, And so, if you're not careful, you'll get caught up because especially if, like, for instance, in this comment, this guy says, you seem like you're cool. If you're looking for compliments or you're looking for people to uplift you or validate you, then I would have thought, oh, well, he actually kind of likes me. He sees that I'm cool. That's why I would fall for men who would just be like, yeah, you're pretty, but you're not that pretty. Or, well, ain't nobody really ever said that. You're smart, but you're not that smart. I don't know. I'm just telling you, that's just, again, my story, and I never heard that. But what I have heard, what have I heard? What was the lowest thing a guy ever told me? Oh, my weight. Oh, yeah. I've had my weight being, I talked about my nose, that goes into number 3. We will get to number 5, y'all. My bad. Number 3 is they nitpick. If they can't get you with the big kabuya, like whatever it is, they'll nitpick. Like this guy just said, you seem cool, but you're not that spectacular. But he didn't ever tell how I wasn't. What makes me not that spectacular? In fact, you just said you're gonna go look it up. Let me do that. Let me go look this up. Not spectacular. Let me find what spectacular is. All right. Oh, look at. Alexa, what does spectacular mean? I don't know if you guys can hear this, so I got my headphones up. I am freaking spectacular. If you think about the definition, she said, this is what Alexa said. Y'all look it up when you get a chance. Alexa said, of or like a spectacular marked by a given to an impressive large-scale display. That's what I kind of figured. There's nothing about me average. Is you blind or is you blind? Is you blind or is you blind? This is going to be my new saying. Is you blind or is you blind? No. So I say all that to say what, Trevor? That's number, where are we at? Number 3, number 4. I forgot to count. All I know is when men are jealous of you, there are things that their tactics. And how you know it's true is when it doesn't make sense to you, but your intuition, in other words, when what you're hearing doesn't match your intuition, right? They're saying Oh, I'm telling you, that's another thing. That was number 4, actually. When men are claim they're protective or they're just trying to look out for you. I'm just trying, just like this guy just said. He said that my ex was trying to just have me face reality. Somebody even said that my dad was trying to have me face reality. Let me show you the difference between my father and my grandmother's mode of having me face reality. One time I asked my grandmother, I said, am I pretty? You know what my grandmother told me? Pretty is as pretty does. Let me say that again. She didn't say no. She didn't say yes. She didn't use a humbling tactic. She simply said, as I said, Nana, am I pretty? I think I was probably about 12 or 13. I said, am I pretty? She said, pretty is as pretty does. And that became my logo, or my, what's called, saying, you know what I'm saying, in business, on the back of my business cards. Pretty is as pretty does. So I understood that, okay, that she understood, yeah, you're pretty, but you can't just be that. You gotta be pretty on the inside too. That was the way, and that's what I understood. Now, so far as my dad's way of humbling, is typical, like men. Oh, if I were to ask my dad, or if you ask a jealous person, because I wouldn't say my dad was jealous of me, but people do use humbling tactics to have you, again, like this man said, face reality. But whose reality? The reality that you can't think highly of yourself because people are going to treat you like shit? Is that what we're trying to say? Is that the reality? No, baby, no. I'm a living witness. No, ladies, please think high. I told my daughter, aim high as the sky with your self-esteem and your standards, so that you'll fall somewhere in the middle. But if you start out already humble, how low can you go? You're gonna struggle to get back up there because you're already hitting the rock bottom. But if you start out high and you begin to fall, you just go, okay, you just reach, and then there's a certain mark where you won't fall under. But if you're already down here, you gotta. And then here comes somebody coming and knocking, then you got to try. And somebody can start already here, so you be like, oh, okay, I can prepare myself. I can know which way to maneuver. You know what I'm saying? You can figure it out. But if you're already starting, you're like, oh, I don't know, are they pulling me up or are they trying to pull me down? But if you're already up, you're like, wait a minute, I'm already up here, so I know. You know the difference. Me feeling good about me and knowing that I'm a beautiful woman inside and out, that's up here for me. And guess who's giving it to me? Me and God Almighty. Period. I don't need my children to tell me. I don't need my dad to tell me. I don't need it. In fact, I'll close with this. 2 days after my 48th birthday, I didn't want to say this. I didn't say it. My father, he's in his 70s, and I had a conversation with him, and I said, Dad, I'm gonna need you to say this to me. I didn't say it with this. I'm just saying it like this right now. But I said, Dad, I need you to start calling me princess. 48 years old. Like this young man whoever said this, he said, I could tell you have some underlying issues. Yeah, I do. I have some daddy issues. I admit that. But Dad, before you die, or I don't know if I'll go first, I'm gonna need you to call me princess. You ain't gotta call me princess every day, but I'm gonna need to hear it before we get off this phone. That's what I told him. And he did. He called me that. Then my ex that texted me, I said, I don't need it like that. So if I'm being honest, a lot of times us women, and this video is long, a lot of times us women, we need to hear it from who? Our fathers, our biological fathers. That's it. If my father don't say nothing else to me, don't ever compliment me, don't whatever, that's what I wanted, that's what I needed. Now I can, whether he meant it or not, it's not about if he's going to treat me like I'm a princess. He just gave me the title, because at the end of the day, on the spiritual plane, it is the father. If you think about it, guys, it's the father who gives the title. We are all carrying our father's last name, according to how society works over here. I don't want to get too deep about it, you guys. But you get what I'm saying? So it was important that my father called me princess. My mother said out, my brother said I was pretty. I didn't hurt. And my sister said, well, my older sister said, yeah, Dad says you're pretty. I hear that from all men. I've had so many men call me pretty, call me this, call me that, but are they going to treat me that way? Have I allowed them to treat me that way? No. So now that I know that my father said that I was, guess who has to treat herself that way now? I do. I'm 48 years old. I can expect my 70-some-year-old father now. He never was in my life. Now, there's some women the same age as me and older who always had their dad, and they're still daddies who older them. Facts. I've been on podcasts of older women who had it like that, if you will. As for me, mine came a little bit late. But I said, before you leave this planet, or before I leave, I want to hear you say it. And he giggled, he laughed, he said, oh, daughter of mine. You know, I said, no, I told him today, I said, anybody could be your daughter and daughter-in-law. He said, no, they can't. I said, well, I don't like it. I said, that's basic, that's mediocre. You called my sister daughter of mine. I was like, I don't feel that's special. I want to hear princess. I want to hear princess. You know? I don't give a damn how childish some of y'all may think that is. I needed to hear it. Because there was a little part of me that needed to heal in that place. And because he said it, I'm healing in that place. So it gave me the strength to talk to him and his man and sit up here talking about that. Do I want to be his wife or his third wife? Or do I want to be with him in a poly situation? I'm like, no, I'm a princess. Who does that? I don't know. You know what I mean? But I ain't trying to be no third, no sister wife to nobody. Love a girl power all day long, but I know. Got the wrong sister. In fact, here goes my song. If you guys can hear it in the background. I said that on the last video that I was sitting here. Who's zooming who? Look at the universe. And I'll close with that. You guys, we ain't got to go through number 5 because this video is way too long. But if I could put this on this video, I will. Or if I could make a video, a short, I will put on who's zooming who. So to every jealous man that ever came into my life and that are coming to yours, go play that song by Aretha Franklin, who's zooming who. Basically, it's like, who's fooling who? I know where you're coming from. I know what you're trying to do. I know the game. I've been here before. You can't, no. Okay? Who's zooming who? I'm so old school. Even when I was younger, I was an old soul. Anyway, with my 80s still. Another look and tell you that who's zooming who? Anyway, bye y'all. One love kisses. You'll hear me sing the next one. Gotta go log into the right.